We'll do something very easy and French today from the book I wrote called Joie de Vivre. It's a roast chicken with string beans, confit tomato, cherry tomato, and roasted potato. And we have about an hour to do it. So we'll start with the chicken because that's what will take the longest to cook. This one is about 1.5 pounds probably. I will take the chicken, flip the wing under, season the inside. Voila. Pepper. Okay. And then some herbe de Provence. Usually thyme, rosemary, oregano, savory. And I put it in there. It's good, it adds flavor to a lot of things. And then, if I have a piece of old bread, dry, I would take that bread, a clove of garlic, which I slice it a little bit, and then I would rub it against the bread. And that I would stuff inside the chicken. In that excess of skin that's there, I will then make a little incision in there and stuck the tip of the leg inside there. Then, a little bit of butter. I will cut little cube, just like that, which I would put on top of the chicken, and a little bit more. Salt and pepper, a little bit of herbs on top. I would take a carrot, which I will not peel. I just rinse it and clean it. Cut it in little pieces, just to give flavor to the little sauce that we'll use. I have an onion as well, which I peel. Easy. I cut the top, I cut the bottom. Voila. And then I just chop it grossly. We'll put that on the tray. Then we'll put the chicken on top of that. And in the oven. The oven is turned to 280 degrees. On top, put it on top because we'll put the potato in the bottom. Voila. So the chicken is in there. It will take about anywhere from 45 to an hour and 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more. It all depends on the size of the chicken. Okay, next we'll do the tomato. I have cherry tomato here. I will put olive oil in a pan, a good amount of olive oil. 2 cloves of garlic that I've peeled will infuse in that oil. When it gets hot, we'll put the tomato in there. In the meantime, we'll do the potato. The potato, we keep the skin, wash them properly, cut them in half, like this. 3 wedges, 1, 2, and 3 per side. Put them back in the bowl, season them, salt, pepper, olive oil. I'll toss them a little bit and I'll put them on the tray. And I try to keep them to one level. A little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper. And then I'll take the garlic cloves and just put it around like that. Very good. And we put that in the oven and it will cook along with... Yep, et voilà. It will cook along with the chicken. Now the oil here is hot. The garlic is nicely infusing. This is a bit delicate. You have to make sure you have no water on your tomato because it will splash everywhere. You turn down the heat a little bit. You'll just leave it like that. Those tomatoes will release some water. We'll wait for that to happen. Now, for the string beans, we have those haricots verts, French string beans, long and thin. We trim the end, clean them up a little bit, and we will steam them. We just take a pot in which one we put some water and a strainer, and then we put it in there. We'll put the string bean in there. We bring the water to a boil, and voila. And then we cover it for about 5 to 10 minutes. I like to steam the green vegetable rather than to boil them. You could boil those in a big pot of hot water with salt, but when you do that, most of the nutrient inside go into the water. Same thing with the chicken. Roasting a chicken is what's called a concentration cooking, so all the juice and all the taste goes in there. I want to add a little bit of herbs in the tomato. Voilà. And a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Voilà. Voilà. And then I won't touch them again. I want to check my string beans. You do not want to cook them to the maximum. And I look inside. The best way to know if something is cooked or ready for something is to taste it and eat it. This is like halfway cooked. You know, you can maybe see here, you see a little bit of white and soft green. The butter in the pan has melted. As you can see, it's kind of foamy. That's the time I want it. Shake it a little bit to take the water out, just like that. And then put it in there. All right? More salt, pepper, and garlic. So to peel garlic in an easy way, you would take the knife. You don't want to crush it. It just peeled almost one skin. Easy. Then you take the little knife, and then you'll cut it in little cube. This is not crushed. It's just what one would call a point d'ail, a little touch of garlic. Take the garlic and put it in the thing. Yeah, be careful not to cut yourself. And then same thing, another stir like that. All right. I want them to take a little bit of color, but I don't want them to burn. And now everything is cooking. So basically, you just have to make sure and to wait and everything. We would take some parsley. I would chop it, not too coarse, but not too thin either. I'll keep the stem on the side because I can always use the stem in the jus. The parsley is for the string beans, but I will wait completely at the end. So now we see the chicken is taking some color and the potato are taking some color. The string beans, it's kind of drying, you know, the rest of the water left. The garlic has infused the butter and everything. We're just going to give them a little bit more color. The tomato, as you can see, they're not sticking to the pan. They are in a nice amount of oil, and that will reduce a little bit more and caramelize to a darker color. What's happening here is all the water is evaporating, all the flavor are concentrating. You'll taste again for salt and pepper after you finish cooking, and at that moment you would add a little bit of parsley. You don't want to add the parsley before it's almost finished. Hop, et voilà. If the juice are clear, your chicken is cooked, more or less. You know, I mean, you can then you just leave it 5 more minutes for just security. So you remember how I tied the leg into that skin? I just cut the skin here to open it, and I can free the leg. Then I take the knife, and here in the middle, there is no flesh, just the skin that I'll cut, and I'll find the joint of the bone for the thigh. And I cut it like that. I will cut now between, just like that, at a 45-degree angle, and I find the joint. So I have the leg and the thigh. A little bit of white, a little bit of dark meat. Drain a little bit of the oil and put it on the plate. Those are my potato. And we just put the string beans on top, so we can put them here, for example. And voila. Voila. Here you go. Poulet rôti. That's a pretty classic little dish, you know. Usually Sunday family lunch. Thank you. De rien. Mon plaisir.